being here today, and we are glad that you enjoy National Drug and Alcohol Awareness Fact Week. So you guys have been participating in the trivia, getting involved in things like that, and right now we are about to put on a DocuDrama for you, a little skit. We ask that you remain in your seat. Do not get involved in what's going on up on the stage. This is a serious situation, okay? So as much as you might want to, we want you guys to be serious about this. We're trying to teach you something.
Come on, girls. There we go. She's not okay. Oh, she's out. Throw it up. No. Hey, bro, we gotta come. Seriously, this is my house. Like, you really okay, we can't. Hey, wake up. Bro, we gotta do something. Hey, I'm calling. I'm calling. Stop. Dude, seriously, stop. Dude, seriously, stop. Hey, stop. Hey. Yo, what do we do?
Hello? I call right now. Hello?
911, what's the address of the emergency?
I don't really know. We're on Fox Hollow. It's a Sticknote residence.
The Sticknote residence? Okay,
Yeah.
I need to know exactly where you are. What is the address there?
I'm not really sure. It's on Fox Hollow. That's all I know.
Okay, I'm showing you near 14,700. Does that sound right?
I mean, I guess so, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to send you help. What's the phone number you're calling from?
Wait, what's your phone number? 573-881-5123.
5123, that's what I show here. Tell me exactly what happened.
I don't know. I was just partying with my friends and this girl fell off the couch and now she's like, I guess she threw up or something. She's not moving.
Okay, is she awake?
No, she's passed out.
Is she breathing?
Is she breathing?
Yeah.
She's making weird noises.
She's kind of breathing. She's gurgling. She's breathing, but she's gurgling.
Okay, is she changing color?
Is she? Yeah, she's pale. She's really pale.
Okay, she's pale. Is her breathing completely normal?
No, she's still gurgling.
Okay, I'm sending paramedics to help you now. Stay on the line. I'll tell you exactly what to do next. Are you right by her now?
Yeah.
Good. Lay her flat on her back, on the floor, and
flat on her
remove
back.
cushions from underneath her.
Guys, I can't hear. I can't hear. Hey, so flat on her back.
Do you have her on the ground?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Tilt her head back.
Lay her flat on her back, on the floor. Place your hand under her forehead, the other arm under her neck. Tilt her head back.
Under her neck. Yeah.
Put your ear next to her mouth. Can you feel or hear any breathing?
Can you hear her breathing? Still gurgling, but she can breathe.
Okay, that's good. Stay right there with her. Make sure that her head is tilted back and check her breathing often. If she vomits, turn her on her side and clean out her mouth and nose.
Turn her on her side, clean out her mouth and nose.
I'm going to stay on the line with you until help arrives.
Turn her head to
Tell me when the medics are right there with her or if anything changes.
Okay. Okay, they cleaned out her mouth.
That's good. Is she still breathing?
Yes, I think, yes, she is.
Okay, good job. We do have help on the way to you. I need you to go turn on the outside light.
Okay, hey.
And unlock the front door so
Somebody go
medics can
unlock the
move
front
right
door
into
and
you.
turn the outside lights on.
I got that.
I don't know. Yeah. Put it back on her back. She can still breathe. Hey,
How is she doing? Is she still breathing?
Paramedics are here. Is she still breathing?
The paramedics are there?
Yes.
They're right there with her now?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to let you go. You did a great job.
Okay,
Goodbye.
thank you.
A little bit. She sounded like she was jumping.
They still need the mic.
All right,
Whose house is this?
I don't know.
Okay. Did you call?
No, I didn't go.
Okay. So did you call?
I called.
Okay. So this is your house and you called. Okay.
Yes.
Do you guys have driver's license and information?
Not with me.
I have mine.
Okay. So what's going on here? Do you mind if I take you out of your office?
I mean, we were just partying, and I guess that she got bad. And
She passed out.
Yeah.
We were all just partying and she passed out. I don't know what happened.
Okay. So is this your house or is this your parents'
This
house?
is my parents' house.
Okay, do me a favor, get on the phone, call your mom, let her know what's going on, okay? Hey, Mr. Boyce, what's a good phone number for you, sir?
573-881-3639.
Okay. All right, just, if you would, do me a favor, just kind of stand over here for me, please.
Okay. All right.
So there's something bad that happened at our house. You're gonna have to come home right now. The police are here, the paramedics, and you gotta come home. Yeah, I'll explain more when you get here. All right.
And tell her I'll be here too.
All right. Yeah, and the police will be here too when you arrive. All right, I'll see you later. Bye.
Okay, so obviously the biggest deal here is her safety, okay? But you're the one that called, right?
Yes, sir.
And you guys said that there was a party here?
Yep.
Okay. So, like I said, I need you to stand over there for a little bit, and then I'll get with you. What's your mom's name?
Her name's Kim.
Okay. Do you have a phone number for her? I know you just called her.
Yes, I do. You need it?
Yeah, we'll get it in a few seconds, okay? Could I see that for a second?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Hey, Mr. Boyce, you hold that for me. Sam, turn around, put your hands on your back for me, please. Put your fingers together, palms together. Are you being placed under arrest for minor possession?
What's going on?
Hi, ma'am. I'm Deputy Geddes. Sam is going to be placed under arrest for possession of alcohol, distributing alcohol,
Okay.
and party
You
hosting.
need to keep your mouth shut. I mean, you've made a mess of stuff right now, but you can't say anything. Don't talk to anybody. I'm gonna have to get hold of your dad, and we're gonna have to figure out what to do here. I don't even know how this happens. You know better. You know better.
Turn your face around.
I don't even know.
We're going to be outside in my patrol vehicle, okay, ma'am?
Okay.
All right, walk forward for me.
You're here. I mean, you know me. This is my house. Why would you even think that this was reasonable to do this in my house?
He just invited me. I just came. He just invited me, so I came.
I mean, was anybody here have a brain? Or maybe there wasn't a brain between you. I don't know.
We were just trying to have fun, and that girl passed out. I don't know what happened.
I don't even know. I don't even know why this would be the place. I mean, what point did this become a good idea? I don't even know.
Each year, approximately 5,000 young people under the age of 21 die as a result of underage drinking. This includes about 1,900 deaths from motor vehicle crashes, 1,600 as a result of homicides, 300 from suicide, as well as hundreds of others from injuries such as falls, burns, and drownings.
So what if you don't die in a car crash, kill someone, or get killed, commit suicide when your judgment is impaired, or become permanently disfigured by burn or fall? If you're somehow lucky enough to miss these consequences, what is happening inside your body? First, alcohol affects the forebrain and results in motor coordination and decision making. Then, it knocks out the midbrain and you lose control over emotions and increased chances of blackout. Finally, alcohol batters the brainstem as it affects heart rate, body temperature, appetite, and consciousness, a dangerous and potentially fatal combination.
Note that part of the brain that is our last defense against damage from binge drinking is the brain stem. Prior to organ donation, a person is checked for brain stem reflexes. Since this is the last part of our brain, we need to be considered alive. Without brain stem reflexes, a person is declared brain dead, and their organs can be harvested and donated to living donors with organ damage.
Liver damage causes a constant feeling of being tired and sick to your stomach. It can also turn your skin and the white of your eyes yellow. Once there's enough damage to change your skin color, other things start to happen, like coughing up blood when you eat and having uncontrolled bloody diarrhea. So those are some of the health side effects, and now for the law consequences. So let's say the parent would have given Sam and Parker and all of them the alcohol and would have known about it the whole time. The parents would have committed a crime for supplying them the alcohol, and actually it would have been multiple crimes because each drink supplied to each minor is a violation of the law, and it's a misdemeanor. They may also be charged with endangering the welfare of a child, which can be a misdemeanor or a felony, and depending on the severity would depend on what they would get. If a child died, that's a D felony punishable by up to 7 years in prison. And for minors, whether they're driving or just in possession, they are subject to the abuse and lose law. They can have their driver's license revoked for up to 2 years, and a minor who is drinking but does not have a drink in their hand or in their car can be charged with an MIP by consumption. If a minor has a BAC of .02 or greater, it is presumed that they are intoxicated. Also, if a kid gets drunk at this party and gets into a wreck, the parents could be sued for civil damages, and it's likely insurance would not cover these claims.
Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that and took it seriously. Obviously, this is something that any one of us sitting out here today could experience at any point in our high school and college career, or even later in life. So I hope you guys took it really seriously. And now we're going to have Officer Gaddis, as well as our paramedics that helped us out today, come out and talk to us about some of the things that would have gone on really, and like what would have happened at the hospital, things like that.
I'm Deputy Gaddis. I'm the school resource officer here. I'm sure you guys already know that. I want to bring the paramedics on and let them explain what the body does and what happens and what they see the most. And then you obviously saw me interact with Sam. So I'll give this over to the paramedics and let them go from there, okay? Thanks.
Hey guys, my name's Colin Wright. I'm one of the chiefs here in town. Full-time, I work for Jeff City Fire. I've been a paramedic for about 14 years. Spent a lot of time on an ambulance. I've done a lot of these. I've seen them work, I've seen them not work. I didn't grow up around here. I went to Hickman, and I went to parties back in the day, and we didn't have the new laws that they have now that allowed you to be protected. If you call 911, trying to do the right thing, you know, try to save somebody's life, that's the important part. The thing that I really want to express to you guys right now is, out of everything, you guys don't want to be the one goes to a party with your best friend, leave them there passed out, they end up choking, aspirating on their vomit, and dying. You'll spend the rest of your life knowing their parents and living with the guilt. You guys don't want to be that one. I know you guys are going to do your thing. The big thing that I want you guys to take away from this is that I want you guys to know that you can call 911, you can get them help, and hopefully there won't be that many consequences for you. So what you saw today is what we see a lot of times. I've been there, I've done that, I've seen everything at least twice by now. Everybody always says, hey, what's it like? What have you seen? What have you seen? I've seen it all. The biggest problem we run into with people who consume large amounts of alcohol is usually a loss of bodily functions. They begin to vomit, but they are unable to maintain their own airway. So they end up aspirating, so that means you get the vomit into your lungs. After that, a couple of things happen. You can either suffocate and die pretty quickly, or you can die a few weeks later from aspiration pneumonia. When you leave here, when we get there, first thing we'll do is we'll clear your airway. If you're vomiting to the point that we can't control your airway, we put a tube down your throat, into your lungs, into your trachea, to protect your airway. Hopefully you got a good paramedic doing that, because I've seen some paramedics break teeth out doing it. I've seen other paramedics break people's esophaguses and tracheas. After that, we start 2 IVs to try to get you some IV fluids in there to try to thin out the alcohol in your blood. And we'll continue to protect your airway while we take you to the hospital. Once at the hospital, they're going to go ahead and put a Foley catheter in. That goes into your urethra. They'll go ahead and check for any kind of possible drugs you maybe have taken, anything like that. And while we're talking about this, it's one of those times too that if somebody's taken something besides just alcohol, that's the time to tell the paramedics. We have lots and lots of drugs that we can counteract those. You guys probably hear about Narcan. Well, we have other drugs too. We can fix a lot of stuff, but we have to know. People don't tell us what's going on. It's a guessing game at that point, okay? So once you get to the ER, they'll go ahead, put a Foley catheter in, hook you up to a ventilator probably, and you'll be there for 4 to 6 hours. If people start to recover at that point, they may get to go home. If people don't start to recover, that's when you get to go to the ICU. At the ICU, they'll continue to monitor you and try to bring you out of some of that sedation that they may have had to give you because they've intubated you. If you don't continue to come out of the sedation, that's when they'll have a neurological exam done, and you guys heard the rest, okay? If you get to the point where you're brain dead, that's when the only part of you that can live on is if you have some organ donation. Your parents may send your heart off to another kid. Hopefully it makes a better choice. Okay?
So there was a lot of questions about the Good Samaritan law. Does anybody know what the Good Samaritan law is? Raise your hand if you know what it is. You? There's like 2 of us here. Okay, a couple years ago, the Good Samaritan law was placed into effect because of a lot of the overdoses on alcohol and drugs, and nobody was calling. So what they would do is a friend would fall out from either like a heroin overdose or alcohol poisoning, and they just leave their friend there. They would call law enforcement or paramedics. The friend would die. So then Congress got together along with some other agencies, and they did this study regarding what was happening and why they were having this spike in deaths. It's because everybody was scared to call law enforcement or the paramedics because they were afraid about going to jail or getting in trouble. So the Good Samaritan law came along, and with that law, it states that a person, the caller, will not be charged with any crime that was being committed while this incident occurred because they called law enforcement or they called paramedic. A lot of times you heard the 911 call and then you heard everybody's statement about, hey, we were partying. Next thing you know, she fell out. So we called. That's the right thing to do. Okay? So me being in law enforcement, I can tell you that we have, one, with the Good Samaritan law, it protects the caller. But the other people there, we do have officer discretion. Okay, officer discretion means I don't have to arrest people if I don't want to, and or I feel like you're doing the right thing. That would be one of those instances. Now, Sam was arrested because the party was at his house, right? So he immediately was in possession of the alcohol. He was then distributing the alcohol to minors, which would be you guys, and then he was also arrested for a party host. At that point, with the party host, I can go to a court and I can seize Mrs. Sticknote's house if they grant me that. Then any type of civil issue that comes from the party, let's say that that girl did pass away, her parents would go after Sam and Miss Sticknote, and it would be a lot of trouble. I mean, they're obviously there, and he was arrested for that. So that being said, don't hesitate to call. All right, I would much rather have a stern conversation about drinking than to work a death investigation because we were too afraid to call. Okay? Now, does anybody have any questions about the Good Samaritan law? I can tell you we've had to do it several times. Columbia and we call it the first circle, the area around Columbia, is the opioid epidemic is it's hitting us hard. So we've had several of these cases. So we're pretty familiar with what our prosecuting attorney and everything and everybody, the judges are saying regarding this law. Okay, no questions.
What keeps kids, the ones that were running because they don't want to get in trouble, what keeps them to just stay put? What can we tell them today? Because the consequence of running is getting into a vehicle. But we've talked about this. What do you do? Why not just stay?
So, obviously, we were all here last year. There were many parties that I went to. The next thing you know, kids are driving recklessly out of yards, running over trees, bushes to get away, or they're running into the woods. So the dangers in that are, I don't go anywhere by myself typically, right? So if I know about a party, who am I calling? Yeah. So there's going to be more than just me. So if I come walking up a driveway, and then you guys take off running, where are they probably at? There was only one party that we went to by ourselves last year. And everybody ran in the woods, and or they drove off into ditches to get away from us. How dangerous is that? So you're drinking, you're driving, you're trying to get away from me, and then you run into a tree, kill your best friend. Does that make sense? So again, common sense. I have discretion, but we can't permit this kind of activity to be going on. Okay? Did that answer your question, ma'am? Thank you.
Okay, If I could have all of our participants in the DocuDrama come out on the stage, please.